I am going to work on an idea I have. So the one problem I have left with the E-Start kit for my YZ is how hard it is to get the air filter out of it. So that is a situation. It's not the end of the world. I can do it, but I don't love it. So I have an idea. One thing is to take this panel off. Makes a huge difference because you can get in there and get the screw out, but it still doesn't want to come out of the air box. So yeah, let's join me on this odyssey. I think I have a fix for it. So it definitely makes a big difference to take this side panel off, which is only one more bolt, one more 10mm bolt. So that's like no big deal at all. I don't know. So it comes out like that. I have another idea that I think is going to help. I don't think this needs to be this tall, right? Because there's plenty of room in the air box, like for air to move through the carburetor and all that. So I have an idea. It may ruin the thing, and I might have to get another air filter cage, but I'm going to try it. So I'm going to try cutting this off. Obviously going to have to bring these down to this size and then shorten the screw up and see if by making this whole thing shorter it ends up being easier to get in and out. Alright, so I'm doing this, guys, so that you don't have to. If it doesn't work, you can skip it and not do it. But I think I'm going to start by shaving these down a little ways in so that I can choose how much I want to cut off. So I don't have a lathe, and I don't want to do that anyway, so I'm just going to do this the redneck way, and I think it's going to work just fine. There we go, got rid of some of those flutes. Now we're just going to choose how much to cut off. Alright, so I don't really know how much to chop off, but I'm going to start with that much. That's an exact amount. We will use some actual tools for this. We'll see about how much that is. We'll start with, just because it's an easy number, I'm going to start with 10mm. The nice thing about this is it doesn't need to be exact because it's just an air filter cage, and it should be no big deal to fit the air filter back on there. So but we are going to have to cut some off the screw too. Clean that hole up a little bit. And obviously I'll get this super duper cleaned up so this plastic doesn't go through the motor, but right now it's got to take 10mm off the screw. And then we're going to have to re-thread it. So actually, before I do this, I'm going to see what size this is so I can get the right die out so we can re-thread it further down. I think it might be a 6x1. Alright, it is. So here's a little trick for you guys. If you're doing something like this and you want to use a die to put more threads on something, put it on the thing before you go cut it off, because then you don't have to try to run it over the cut threads. You put it on there like that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take 10mm off, engage the safety squints again. There we go, and since we have the die already on there, it is no big deal to just keep running it on down. And this doesn't have to be real precise because as long as you put enough threads, it doesn't matter if you go a little over. Excuse me, I want to dress this top up so it's easier to screw in. Alright, so I think that right there, guys, is going to work. Let's go get the air filter, make sure it all fits all good, and then we'll try it out, and then we'll clean this up even better before we actually install it. So that fits in there like it's supposed to. Alright. Then we got our screw. Sticks through about the same as before. Let's go see if this works better. I'm gonna try leaving the bolt in there. Just kind of go. Yeah, I think that's easier. Still gonna want the side panel off, I think. Let's make sure our bolt situation is gonna work. Okay, that is definitely easier to get out of there. That is definitely easier. Yeah. All right. Check it out, guys. That's gonna be way, way, way better. I'm really excited about that. So that's gonna be awesome. I took, like I said, I took about 10 millimeters, maybe 11 or 12, somewhere in there, off of the cage, and had to cut those flutes down so that the air filter would fit onto the little nub that comes out, and that is going to make that infinitely easier to deal with. So I'm really happy about the way that turned out. Yes. So I think with that and all the other things I've done to the Panthera kit, I think we're going to be good to go. I know that's been quite a journey, but I think that's going to be brilliant. I'll go ride it. I don't think that's going to change anything on the way it runs, to have the air filter just a fuzz closer. Also, this air filter, the funnel web guys are already a little bit less volume than the stock ones, so that helps too. So if you want to get a different air filter, that might not be a bad idea to go with that style. It's also got like a plastic part that goes over the nub on the cage that helps it to, makes me feel better about it going over that rough little spot. So I'm gonna take that cage back out and clean it up really good, make sure I get all the little bits off of it, go ahead and clean the air filter and reinstall it. So yeah, I'm psyched about that.